Hello there you guys, I hope you're all doing well. Today I thought we would try something a little different and film a little bit of a sit down chatty video while I prepare some flowers and kind of revamp my witchy space. It's been feeling a little bit dull lately and I've been really in and out of my apartment quite a bit, so I just needed to take a moment, spend some time, recenter the energy here and just reground myself. And I figured why not take you all along and update you all on some of my plans for the channel moving forward and just this kind of stuff in general. So without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Almost did it again. That's what flannels are for. My family has been in town visiting for the last couple of weeks and it has been a very busy, wonderful time. Everyone's here right now in celebration of my grandfather's life. He passed away this past November, and as that was kind of the thick of the pandemic, none of us, or well, some of us, but not everybody, was able to be there or just be together. So we figured, let's wait till it's okay and get back together in his favorite place and just have a good time as a family and celebrate his life. And so these flowers are from that. They are not even close to all of them, but I figured I could repurpose them a little bit. Some of them are some herbs and such. Here's some rosemary that I'll probably take out and dry to have to use in other things, and just some goodies like that. So that's where we will begin today, just kind of organizing and pulling out the ones that are not doing so well and the herbs that I'll like to dry and other flowers that will just reside in my empty jars. I've been thinking recently about trying to do some different formats for these videos. That was not perfect English, but that's on par with how I speak apparently. I recently spoke on how much time it takes for me to film these videos and the other videos I do on my other channel, and I hadn't really realized until that video how much time it truly took until I sat down and calculated. I looked at my screen time on my computer and just the real hours that go into it, and I was a little bit blown away. I think I may try this one, but I am not sure. I really enjoy it. This will be our not sure pile. Recently, I've been feeling rather overwhelmed and like I don't have enough time to create what I want to create, and I've been really struggling with even allowing myself the personal time that I need in my craft and just in general life. I have been really struggling with balancing everything, and a significant part of that is based around the time that it takes to film and make these videos. So I've been trying to think of ways to make it a little more sustainable. Currently, I have a recipe for my videos. Everything kind of follows this very similar path. I, film some B-roll, sit down and talk and explain what I'm doing. And it's a recipe. Even if it's not a recipe video, I have a recipe for everything. And while I do think it helps to express what I'm sharing, I don't think that it is, number one, the most sustainable for myself, as often I put off filming things like that because it feels either too separated or like I am just not in the right headspace for it. A lot of times I'll film the process of making something one day and then I'll put off filming the speaking portion for a while. And it's just not healthy for me and really efficient. Besides, it's not all that engaging for you, the viewer, all the time. It is effective at sharing what I'm wishing to share, but it's just not as fun to watch because it's just this one layout of how to do something. So I've kind of figured that maybe I am going to attempt to make my recipe videos, my spell videos, and all of those things more of a vlog type thing. Not quite, but just film the experience of crafting it, and then at the end have a recipe sit down and talk through. I just wish to create a more engaging experience and take you all along with me while I figure out what I'm creating, because a lot of times with spells or recipes that I share, it really is just guesswork until the end. I start out with a loose recipe, something that I either know has worked really well for me in the past, or I'll have a general idea of what I want to do, but it usually changes throughout. And then at the end, I'll explain what I've done, but I do think the process is kind of interesting to document, and I think it would encourage me to film more in one day in that regard, and also just create something that's more fun for you, the viewer. And so today, I guess, is my first sort of attempt at that, and just sitting down and kind of free speaking and talking about it. And I also have realized on my other channel that is supposedly a vlog channel that I really just do not know how to vlog. I tend to be a bit awkward and maybe I will just learn some things in doing this and become a little bit better at it. One of the main things that I want to film using this technique are the long process recipe videos. So things like herbal crafts that take weeks to finish. Currently, I have started one with a calendula oil, and I want to show the harvesting, drying, making into an oil, and then using in other products later on, that whole process. And it will take probably a little over a month, maybe 2, to finish that all up. And I think it's more interesting to go through the process as it continues instead of just sitting down one day and explaining it later on. And I hope you do too. But I feel like it's a better way to learn, and also a lot of times I'm learning along with you all when I make these videos. If I'm delving into something I've done just a few times or haven't done at all, I'm learning. I want to show my mistakes. I want to show the process. I want to be more candid in these videos, and I just want to create something that's equally entertaining as educational. And that was very rambly and took me a long time to get that point across. But I think in doing so, I'll be able to have a more sustainable practice with creating these videos. It will be something that's more enjoyable, and also it's just, I've been kind of aching to do something more and do something new, and I'm hopeful that this will help feed that. So that's my biggest channel update, I suppose, is this reformatting of videos, and it'll be a little bit of an experiment. I want you all to let me know how it's going, how you feel, if you know things I could be doing better or what I need to try next, because I know for sure that it's not going to be perfect. I tried to do this a little bit in the fall and failed miserably. I learned from that. I learned what not to do, and I'm gonna need some of that from you all. Constructive criticism only, please. But anywho, with that out of the way, let's jump back into this space and kind of what I am doing here. And I do not know where you go. There you go. As I said, recently I've kind of been just jumping around. I haven't spent a lot of time in my space, and it's been a little bit stressful trying to just be. I'm somebody who likes consistency and am very much an introvert, and just haven't been able to be that for a little bit. So today is my day to be an introvert, make my space the way that I want it to be, and feel good again. I've also really been struggling to connect with nature recently, and a lot of these flowers came from the island that I spent the winter on. And so it feels really nice to sit down, and as you can see, here's even a barnacle in one of the flowers. Alrighty, I think I'm going to sit down and finish plucking these apart, and then I will check back in with you in a second when I am kind of finishing up putting them in the space. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Alright, see you in a minute. So here are the main flowers I was able to salvage. There are still quite a few that I have decided I'm going to dry over here, and even still more over there. So I will set those up in a minute, but let's get these into their new homes for the time being. So I have you off of the microphone at the moment, so apologies if you can hear the road or not such a crisp, clear image, but it's a little easier this way. I'm actually gonna raise the camera. Okay, that's not much better, but oh well, we'll roll with it. I'm going to place my flowers where I usually keep them. This is the table that you'll probably know very well, where I do most of my filming and also just most of my magical work. And I like to keep it with fresh flowers. It's what most people would probably consider an altar space, kind of, but it's not ultra that at the moment because I do film here and I don't tend to like to film at those spaces. So I make do with what I can in a studio apartment. I also have some more floral posters that I would like to put up around. If we take a look over yonder, I tend to put posters on my cabinets because they're just boring white cabinets, and so maybe I will try to put them up there. If not, I do have some more empty spaces back here. So that is the next step after the flowers. See you in a second. Next, I think it's best to tackle the other area that I often film at and have been filming at a lot more since it's been getting hotter again. There's less daylight right there when I'm working, and right now it's just a little messy from some oil crafting, and I had a candle burning in the background of this video and nobody told me that it had burnt all the way to the very base of itself, and that is now stuck to my table, so we're gonna have to wait until that cools down a bit. Slowly but surely we'll get there. Perhaps we'll move this one in the meantime. It also decided to leave a little piece over here, which I thought would pop right off, but I guess not. Come back to you. While we wait for Mr. Candle Splotch over here, I figured I would kind of talk more on what I was saying earlier and didn't fully articulate, or well, over-articulated, but did not hit all the points I wished to. The main reason that I have two channels in the first place is because I've wanted to keep my vlogging and videos that inspire me versus the witchcraft, teaching, herbalism channels or videos separate. I've had issues in the past with people being upset at me for not creating enough witchy content, and I thought this way it would just allow me the freedom to create whatever I wanted, and it does, but it has also created this complicated situation now when I want to kind of experiment more with these videos and make them just more engaging, but I don't want to create the same thing in two places. I think a good explanation with how my thought process has gone with this, though, just in case you all are feeling similarly, is that the process on the vlog channel will show, because those are pretty to-date videos, the lengthiness of it, and you'll see snippets of what I'm working on, because hopefully every week I'll be able to work on multiple videos at once instead of just the one. And you can watch as they evolve and you'll get sneak peeks and hints at what I'll be working on, as opposed to just kind of, here's this recipe that I've made in my vlog channel and now here's this recipe here, but there's a little bit more detail to it. I don't think I'm wording this quite as perfectly as I would like to because it is very hot in here and I apologize, but essentially what I want to say. The videos that I want to create over here, while they will still be documented in some way on the other channel, will be only fully documented in one video here versus the other one perhaps showing up in 3 separate videos, or little hints and snippets here and there. I don't even know if this is important. Maybe this is just me talking and wasting time waiting for the candle to dry. Speaking of which, let's check on it. It's looking pretty close. Still a little bit squishy though. Oh, yep, lot bit squishy. But speaking of candles, perhaps this is a good time to pull out some more and kind of finish setting up this area. And that is much better. Okay, I accidentally just broke this off, but I think I might be able to start to peel it up. Oh, maybe. Oof. This may be a job for a pocket knife. Okay, let's try that. Okay. Oh, there we go. Much better. Alrighty, you guys, thank you so much for bearing with me while I kind of just rambled and got what I needed to say out of my head. I hope it wasn't too much rambling. It probably was, knowing myself, but it's something that I felt like I needed to do. And if you haven't noticed yet, when I have an idea that I'm not quite sure about, I just talk about it a lot in a video. So that felt nice, and it feels good to kind of have this space set up again and have all these beautiful flowers just being summery and happy. This space feels good again, and I really needed that. I was thinking about maybe even making an herbal spray for cleansing, but I think that might be a fun little video to take you all along with me on. So perhaps that will be the first iteration of this that I will share with you. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Let me know what you think about this idea of filming more of the process of creating things, spells, herbal recipes, kitchen witchery, or just other crafts in general. And if there's anything you'd like to see with that in particular. I hope the microphone situation isn't too bad with the internal camera mic. Also, forgot, if you want to help support this channel, I'd really appreciate it if you checked out my Patreon. I know it's not for everybody, but it really does help, and it's what makes making these videos possible. It's where I share art, herbal profiles, other fun things, extra pictures, and all this fun stuff, and figuring new things out all the time. And it's a nice little community. And also, if you haven't checked it out already, go check out my other channel. It's kind of where I post vlogs. I'm trying to get better at making vlogs, and most of the time now I just create cinematic stories of my life. But really, it's where I share just more of the other parts of my life and daily magic. So with that, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're doing well, and I will see you soon. Bye.